Hello, friends. Ron Nate here, Idaho Freedom Foundation, joined by Bryan Hyde, our media specialist, and it's another edition of Ron's Weekly Windup. Today we have lots to talk about. Bryan, what should we start with?
I have heard in the wind that there is a big press conference coming up and that people need to know about this, and it involves the Idaho Freedom Foundation. Can you fill me in on some of the details?
Absolutely. We are doing a press conference in the Idaho Capitol on December 8th at 1:30 p.m. So come to the Capitol and follow the sound of the crowd because we are presenting a conservative budget for Idaho. The way the process usually works in the Idaho legislature and with the governor in setting the budgets for spending all of your tax dollars has been that the governor presents his budget to the legislature as this is what we need to spend. The legislature tweaks a few dollar amounts and pretty much approves everything. Well, this hasn't proven well for Idaho. We had 60% increase in government spending over the last 6 years. And so we thought we'd flip the script a little bit. So the Idaho Freedom Foundation is putting out there what a conservative budget should actually look like. And so we are going to suggest limiting government growth, actually cutting some programs like getting rid of Medicaid expansion, which should have never been done in the first place, and which turns out to be 3 times more expensive than they told voters when they were voting on it. Consolidating other programs. Did you know there's 3 or 4 agencies that provide services for the deaf and blind? Maybe we ought
Wow.
to consolidate that. We have some agencies that exist only to enforce federal rules. Maybe if the federal government wants to impose rules on Idaho, they ought to enforce them themselves. So we will provide a rational view of the Idaho budget and what it should be. And what you're going to find is some amazing stuff that it doesn't need to be nearly as big as it is, that we won't need to run a deficit. In fact, we've identified enough cuts out there that we could reduce spending, eliminate the deficit, and still have room for massive cuts in income taxes, property taxes, or sales taxes, or all three. And that's what we'll be doing. And so come to the Capitol if you're free on December 8th. If you're not in the Treasure Valley, you can tune in. We'll be live streaming it. It's going to be an amazing day.
I don't want to take you on a tangent, but Ron, I really would like to ask uh, the principle that's at stake here. This is not just playing politics and, well, since it's the Republicans in charge, we're going to make everybody else suffer. When we talk about cutting government spending, there's a principle that's at stake there, and it's not about doing unto others before they can do unto you. And it's not about taking away the miracle of government that provides every blessing in our lives. What is the principle? Why do we question what is being spent and ask, is there a better way to do this?
That's a great question. And we at the Idaho Freedom Foundation believe that we should start by defining what the proper and limited role of government is, and then only barely funding the necessary amounts for government to run efficiently. If we get it backwards and we see, oh, here's all the tax money that has flowed in, let's spend it up, there is no governing principle. There is no limiting principle to that. And so we believe that government should be limited to its proper and constitutional role. Certainly, Idaho has governmental obligations, public education, roads, uh, a tax structure to support those things. But we have gone far beyond that limited and proper role. And I don't think any rational person in Idaho would deny that. There is a
That's a
lot of room to cut it back.
And that's a good reason for people to come to the press conference next week because they'll meet other people who likewise, believe that way. Speaking of get-togethers, I understand there was a protest in eastern Idaho over the weekend. I missed out on it, but gee, Ron, what did I miss out on?
Well, I wasn't there, but I just saw the news stories on it. Apparently, they put together a protest that some folks were led to believe that their mental health services were going to be cut. I saw some signs from pictures of the protest that said, they've slashed our services already. Don't let them cut anymore. And I just think that that is blatantly false. Mental health services, health and welfare has not been cut in recent years. It's been increased dramatically. The governor suggested a 3% holdback from agencies for this fiscal year, but nothing has been put in stone yet on that. And it just reminded me that no matter how much you uh, expand government health and welfare, you're not going to be able to meet all the needs. And government health and welfare is not the best way to serve people. Families, communities, churches are really the best and most caring and loving way to care for our fellow citizens, even those who might be suffering under illness of some sort. But government has never proven to be an efficient nor caring way to care for people. And so, as a conservative, people ask me why I'm a conservative. My answer is because I care about people. And just starting a government program and dumping billions of dollars into it is not caring. That is just trying to make a problem go away from your mind and your conscience. But we do have to take care of our fellow Idahoans. Let's return the responsibility to families, communities, and churches, and be more caring and actually more serving of our fellow man.
By the way, if you want to see how that works, we're in the holiday season. You'll see it in people inviting others to come and eat with them and taking gifts and stuff. If you want to see how could the world survive without government doing all these things for us, we're about to see a really good example.
Yep, that's a very good point. And for the most part, survival of government is only secondary, maybe even not even secondary, maybe tertiary to the survival of families and businesses and caring hearts. And only after all that's done, then we can look at funding government to its proper amount and proper role.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, Ron.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and to all of our Idaho Freedom Foundation followers and everyone in Idaho. It's a great time to reflect on the importance of family, churches, and communities, and let's return the responsibility and the great blessings that come from caring from your fellow man to the homes and families. Let's do it. Peace out. Thank you, Bryan.